Hello everybody, this is Brittany, the Lone Star Wholesaler, and I am back today with another video. I have something special to share with you today. I am going to go through steps 1 through 3 on how to wholesale houses. So let's get started. Before we get started, at the end of this video, if you found it helpful, please hit that thumbs up button. I also have a YouTube channel that you can also subscribe so you are aware of future videos that I put out. And if you have any questions or want to share something in the comment section, feel free to do so. All right, so we're going to discuss step 1. Step 1 is marketing. In my opinion, we are marketers. It is our job to let the world know what we do. And we need to figure out ways in order to do that in an effective way. Some different marketing strategies that you can use in your wholesale business is direct mail, cold calling, bandit signs, and networking. So we essentially are sharing our message with the world because we know that there are people out there who need our help. And the only way that they will know that we exist and how we can help them solve their immediate need, we gotta tell them. And so some of the situations that we help families in are divorce, relocation, tired landlords, empty nesters, and they would like to downsize, family illness. Some couples will also liquidate their house in order to fund their kids' college because there are no other ways financially for them to do so. And family illness or death. These leads can come to us from family members who have inherited the property from a loved one that they've lost. Step 2. All right, so after you have effectively marketed your business, potential sellers will call you, okay? So now your job is to build a rapport with the sellers when they call. And to me, the easiest way and the most effective way to build rapport with the seller is to just listen. You have to keep in mind that they're calling you because they have an emergency situation in their family. And the only way to solve that, or the best way for them to solve that, is to sell a piece of real estate that they have and to sell it quickly. I've had a lady call. She was in tears. Her dad had passed away and her mom was disabled. She was disabled and her daughter was disabled. And there was no steady income coming in besides the disability income that they had. And so she was in tears because they could not even keep the water home in their home. And so that is a big deal. So I just let her talk. So that is what I mean by building rapport. And then what you also want to do is to assess motivation. And you're going to assess motivation by listening to what the seller is saying. If they're saying like, man, I had a death in the family, or my mother is really sick and the medical bills are piling up and we really do not know what to do in order to keep the family finances afloat. Versus someone saying, oh, I was just calling just to see what you would offer me. From my experience, the first scenario I described is someone who is motivated to sell versus the second one, they're calling to see what they can get, but they don't have an immediate need to sell their property. All right, so you've spoken to them, you've spoken to your seller, you've built rapport, you've also assessed the motivation. Now you have to do your due diligence, okay? So make sure that you ask the seller for the address to the property. What you want to do is to assess the ARV, which is the after repair value. I do have a video about this where I explain how I use redfin.com in order to assess the ARV. So you can click on my channel and search for that. You also want to assess your asking price and your desired wholesale fee at this point. So after you have assessed those three things, you're going to call them back. The goal of this phone call is to try to get the seller's best price over the phone. And this method works best for you because you don't want to find yourself running all over town, setting appointments to see these homes, walking the property, talking to the seller, and you and the seller are not even remotely close as far as price is concerned, okay? So the seller may or may not give you a price, but let's talk about a few scenarios. If they do give you a price and it's greater than your asking price, if it's way off, meaning you know that you need to be at $40,000 and they come back and say, no, I want $80,000. And then you say, you know, Mr. John Seller, is that the best that you can do? And if they say yes, I would not set that appointment. If they give you a price and it's close to your asking price, then I will set the appointment to go see the property. And then if you've asked and did everything that you could to see if the seller would share what they wanted for the property and they don't give you a price, but you still know that these people are motivated, you set the appointment. All right, so now you have assessed motivation and determined the lead is good to pursue, and you set the appointment to see the property, and now you're here. So you are here, you set the appointment with the seller so you can actually see the property for yourself. So I want to share a few things that I do when I walk the property. I take a video while I am there. Just a quick tip that my online mentor shares is always film in portrait style. I also note repairs and visible damage. So I'm walking through each room in the house, preferably with the seller. So as you're walking, you can ask questions and they can also share any information that they have. And typically they don't mind doing that. They'll tell you, oh, I just replaced this, I just replaced that. No, I have not replaced this in a while. This needs to be replaced. This needs to be repaired, that type of thing. You also want to ask about the major systems in the home. So the water heater, the roof, the HVAC system, the plumbing system. Just a quick tip. If you are walking through the rooms of the home and you see water stains on the walls or on the ceilings, that is an indicator that there's a water leak somewhere. And I would ask the seller about that. Another thing to consider when you are walking the perimeter of the outside is cracks in the walls. Cracks in the brick, or when you're on the inside, cracks in the walls. That is an indicator of the foundation settling. So you just want to ask about that as well. I am in Texas, and so settling is very common here, but you still want to ask about it to see if there has been any major issues with that. You also want to ask about the HVAC system. When was the last time it was serviced? How old is it? And if you want to go a step further, you can also take pictures of the serial numbers on the water heater and the condenser outside of the home. And you can also include that in a video where the buyer has that information ahead of time. Because that's very important, because depending on the age of it, it will need to be replaced. There are walkthrough checklists that you can find online. They're very detailed. Some of them even take you room by room for things to look for. With walking through the property, practice makes you more comfortable, and the more that you do it, number one, the more that you learn, and the more comfortable that you are, because this step is important in confirming what you already determined what the repairs would be, or you having to adjust your number. Because when you were talking to the seller over the phone, one of the things you would have asked is, what condition is the home in? And if the seller has said, oh, it really doesn't need any major repairs, just a few cosmetic things here and there, and then you come to the property and it's a hot mess. Shingles falling off the roof, the walls are dingy, the kitchen is dated. I mean, you just see repairs left and right. Then you know that you're going to have to go back and adjust your number for repairs. So after you've walked through the property, now you should go reassess your offer and potential repairs, as I was just discussing, if needed. And this is the time to negotiate with the seller. Now you can do this on site, or you can do this with a follow-up call. For me, it just depends on how my day is going. If I have time to go back to my vehicle, powwow, and run the numbers again and talk about it, then we will negotiate on site. If it's some more research that we need to do, or our schedule does not permit for us to stay, then we just let the seller know that we are going to take a few hours to talk about it and then give them a phone call back. Either way works, okay? So, guys, that wraps up steps 1 through 3 of how to wholesale houses. Appreciate you all watching, and I will be coming out with a video soon where I explain steps 4 through 6. In the meantime, you all have a good day and a great week, and I will see you all soon. You all take care. Bye-bye.